Yeah.
That reminds me actually too. So I watched you had a really good hour-long documentary about the history of ghetto house music that was on your
Oh
YouTube
yeah.
channel that I watched a couple times this week. And like
Yeah.
the one thing I wanted to kind of clarify about that, it talked a little bit about the history of radio. And that comes up a lot on my podcast with different people. And like that was one of the things that really hurt my Boston hip hop scenes. Never really had radio support. And you can definitely tell how much that makes or break audiences. There's still a lot of people who still listen to radio. So how, especially with the explicit nature of ghetto house music, how did radio impact you getting the word out back then, or as time has gone on?
So we have two well Power 92 wasn't I think we had BMX, we had the college station WKKC, we had GCI, and I can't think of what the other station was. It was actually Power 92 used to be this station. So we had two P1 stations, and we had a few P2 stations, and then we had some college stations. So GCI has always been the biggest station in Chicago. So we figured, hey, if we can get a few of the records we made that are a little bit cleaner, because everybody was into our mixes. Our mixtapes was flying off the shelf. So me, Deion Milton had this bright idea, well, we're going to go up to the station and almost like, demand that y'all play at least 10 minutes of one of our mixes, weekly on the station.
The old Wu-Tang approach.
Yeah, so Mike Love and it was these guys, Mike Love and the Dizz, they had this little slogan on the station where they used to do this thing called the birthday song. So we used to hear that and be like, okay, that's Juke. We can that's the ghetto house right there. These gonna be the guys that we're gonna approach and get them to take us up to the station. So we bump into them, talk to them. They knew who we were, and they be like, man, great idea. Y'all put some, 5 to 10 minute mixes together, and we're gonna present y'all, and we're gonna have a meeting at the station. We get there, they play, I don't even think it was 3 minutes of the mix. And the program director stops the mix, and they all looking weird. They walk us in the hallway and say, I don't think we're ever going to be able to play that type of music at this station, right? No profanity at all. Like, we played every super clean record that we could. No profanity at all. And they were like, nah, we don't think this is going to work here.
Was it just that even with profanity, there was just still the implication, it was still dirty, even without swears?
It was like,
you can put this in the dishwasher.
Booty all around. They was like, booty, oh, no.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So
it was before, like, Footsie Roll and stuff.
Yeah, we leave, and about 2 weeks later, Mike Love and the Dizz reaches out to us and say, we finna probably get fired, but we can no longer go without giving y'all a shot up here, right?
Yeah.
So they came up with this thing where they was just gonna do it for a quick 30 seconds to a minute. And they were having people call in the station and say, hey man, I just got off work. I'm pissed off at my boss. He done made me mad. I really want to knock him upside his head. Can I get a 20-second workout, please? And they'd be like, okay, you got it coming up. And they would play like 20 to 30 seconds of 1 hour record.
That's brilliant.
It took off. Like, it took off. They hit us up, brought us back up there maybe like 3-4 weeks later to the same program director. And he was like, so look, this is what we're going to need. I'm like,
Did he totally pretend the first conversation didn't happen?
Like, you remember these faces, don't you? Like, we was the guys who walked in the hallway and crushed our souls and told us that you wasn't gonna never play our
mention that.
Yeah, so they Mike Love and the Dizz, I never want them to never get their credit. Mike Love and the Dizz at WGCI, the biggest station in Chicago, risked their jobs because they knew how big this music was. They was like, nah, bro, we finna pull it. And they was like, we probably gonna get fired for this. and we was like, but they was like, we gotta try send us some clean music, but only 20-second clips. Yeah. And I was like, all right, we got y'all. And they was like, man, and they had everybody calling. I'm talking about, it blew up so hard, people was mad that they couldn't get through People be getting off work, they frustrated. People was getting out their cars, dancing all on the expressways, all in the streets. When the 20 seconds got ready to play, everybody, they stopping their cars, and it caught on for a long time. And then right after they did the 20-second workout, about a minute or two later, they would do this birthday song. Everybody, whoever birthday it is, and people was like, man, they got y'all on the radio. It was, the rest of it was history. We started selling so many mixtapes. It was like, whoop.